All right, ladies and germs, it's time for some morning boxing talk. Shortly, I will be joined by the reigning super lightweight unified champion Kaylee Reis, star of Shoot the Fair One, and she will be co-starring alongside Jodie Foster of Silence of the Lambs, of Contact, many movies that I've seen, honestly. Contact is honestly one of my favorite movies, one of my alien favorite movies. Me being an alien, they got a lot of things right. And I'm gonna be talking to Kaylee about that. We're gonna be talking to Kaylee about the internet trolls. There's no shortage of those, especially on Twitter, as you all may be aware. We're gonna be talking about movies as well. Some of the fights that we've seen so far. It's been a while since I talked to Kaylee, so I'm gonna want to catch up with her thoughts on a couple of fights that have happened and some that will, as well as what the future holds in her own career. What's goody, your dad? What's goody, Kaylee? Karma. It's Karma in the building. It's Karma. Rafa, que lo que, manín? Ya tú sabes. And yeah, man, we out here, man. You know, I always get nervous when I do these because I'm easily starstruck. I get starstruck because I do stories on these fighters and talk about these fighters all the time. That when I actually get the opportunity to talk to them, I get starstruck. So I had to smoke a cigarette. I told Kaylee, like, I'm going to smoke a cigarette first because I get nervous and I'm old, so I don't like getting nervous. The older you get, the less you like surprises. Luisito, que lo que, Miles, que lo que, Jack Nuff, que lo que, Punch Perfect with the perfect punches, G-Man in the building, Gary King Frog, all the way from Australia, Marta Machine in the building, your dad, you know what I mean? I get starstruck, man. Like, and because I'm old, I really, like, don't like nothing to make my heart rate go up. I need to start exercising again. I used to be swole, man. I need to start exercising again. I might do that. It's not like I don't have time. I can definitely get swole, at least get semi-swole in 2-3 months. It doesn't take much. The secret isn't what you lift or the amount of weight. The secret is eating, your caloric intake. If it is your ambition to gain hypertrophy, right? Well, you focus on what you're eating a little more than what crazy exercises you're doing. The basic exercises work just fine, especially the compound exercises like deadlifts, pull-ups, depending on the grip. This is more for your lats and your back. This is more for your biceps, stuff like that. But it can happen quick if you know what you're doing. More the machine in the building. And yeah, man, I might need to get swole, man. I miss doing it. You know, it was fun being able to move a little car or whatever, push a little car, throw it at somebody. You know, superpowers. Real stuff. So Kaylee will be joining me shortly. Let me just resend her the link in case she missed it. And bang. And yeah, we out here, yo. We out here in this joint. And yeah, man. I wore the Superman shirt because I'm feeling super. And you guys know the rules of engagement. My eyes are going to be fixed on Kaylee. So if you have a question you would like me to ask, and it better be a polite question. Don't be disrespectful. Send it in the form of a super chat. When I see the color icon on the side of the screen where the chat is, I will know I have a question that needs to be asked. I appreciate that, Amok. You didn't have to, but you didn't. And that's very kind of you. And yeah, man, you know, we out here. We doing a thing. I was watching Golden Child last night with Brother Numsi. That was a good-ass movie, man. That movie was ahead of its time, man. I don't know what the name of that actress was, but God alive, that woman was fine. Why Kaylee not fought Chantelle yet? I'll ask that question, but remember, I'll ask, you know, I'm going to ask the things that you guys want to know, you know, as best as I can. I will address the things that you guys want to ask. But remember, once the interview is open, if you have a question that you want me to ask, you must present it in the form of a super chat or you will be ignored. That's how it works, bro. You know what I mean? There's a lot of internet trolls out there. I saw Kaylee was having a back and forth with an internet troll. And one of the things that people don't understand is that Kaylee fought a lot of people, right? And the idea that someone would accuse her of being intimidated or squirrely, if you know anything about this fighter's career, they not squirrely, fam. You know, like sometimes things happen and sometimes they don't happen on your time. You know what I mean? And you got to respect it. But I knowing Kaylee's career and the people that she's fought, no, I don't get the sense she's afraid of anybody. That might not be what people want to hear, but that's just having followed her career. I don't get the sense she's afraid of anybody. That's not how it looked to me, but that's what some people tell themselves. And I'm gonna ask her whatever you want to know. I'm gonna ask her what questions you want me to ask. But remember, you must present them in the form of a super chat. Can we talk about Bam Rodriguez today? This is the best I have seen in years. She was in a film, now a TV show. What about boxing? I'm definitely gonna ask about that, Wayne. Believe you me, I'll ask the questions that you want me to ask. I'm gonna ask all of that. You know what I mean? And address the trolls, the haters, and all the people in between. I myself have several internet trolls on Twitter, on YouTube. There's a guy, every live I do, he wants to make it about Canelo Alvarez. Like literally every live, he'll be in the comments harping about Canelo Alvarez versus Dimitri Bivol. The guy's a lunatic. Bro, you gotta let that go, fam. Like, what is your problem? He probably on here right now, lurking, hiding. You know what I'm saying? People crazy, man. Like, people crazy. The internet is a platform she has to feed herself. LOL. I dig that. You know what I mean? Now, you got some of y'all gotta be real, man. Like people try to tell Terrence Crawford, yeah, he should take a pay cut. And I'm like, what you mean take a pay cut? You got a job, right? If you went into work today and your boss told you, yo, I'm gonna give you half for what you normally do, would you take that? Nah, right? So how you going? Like, nah, fam. Like, y'all got chill, man. And Paroquai in the building, G-Man in the building, he's behind you. Who is? Terrence Crawford? Can you interview? I'll try. I will try. I've made that promise. It's not an empty promise. I will try. I'm probably going to get starstruck because it's Eddie Hearn, so I'm going to have to prepare my questions beforehand. Eson, I am here to interview your fellow Rhode Island native, Kaylee Reis. She'll be joining us shortly. I've already sent her the link, and she is en route as we speak. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, G-Man, a dude that for some reason he want me to bet on Canelo to beat Bivol, even though I said it's not a guarantee that he could beat Bivol in a rematch, but it's like it just goes over his head. Like, I don't know what point he's trying to make aside from being disruptive. I'm like, bro, a lot of y'all cats, your mom was drinking or something when she had you, bro. When she was carrying you, your mom was drinking, big fam, because you a grown-ass adult doing all that crazy stuff over Canelo. Do you realize the behaviors that you're exhibiting over Canelo? Like, you gotta chill, fam. Like, people is crazy, fam. I'd never cry. It's boxing. I don't think about it. Here comes Kaylee in the building. Hey!
What up? What up?
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, everybody, let me introduce you to the reigning unified super lightweight champion, Kaylee Reis of Shoot the Fair One, and very soon, True Detective. They're going to be solving crimes and beating people up. Probably the only one on set that's going to really know how to fight going to be Kaylee. Everybody else is stunt actors. Kaylee, the first question that I want to ask you, because I saw you were having a back and forth exchange with an internet troll. Guy was trying to give you a hard time. So for those that are already not aware of what you told Sasha and Susie of Women's Fight News, give everyone the scoop on, what's been going on the last couple of months in reference to the Undisputed fight.
Word, man. Well, first of all, thank you for talking to me. I love your shows, man. You keep it funky fresh, so it's always a pleasure. Yeah, man, these trolls, Twitter has made everybody an expert on everything. Like, it's crazy. So, as y'all, for those who did see any interviews I did, because I did feel I wanted to explain myself because I've been in boxing for long. I know how things work. I know the fans want the fight. I figured, you know what? Let me go public with this. It's a very personal issue. And I'm not one to make excuses. So if y'all do know me, I show up anywhere, anytime, anyone. I fought everyone. I never ducked anything. So I've been dealing with health issues regarding like hormones and all kinds of stuff since I was 21 years old. I went through menopause. I got diagnosed with premature ovarian failure, which basically means, like, old ladies, they go through menopause, they don't have cycles, all that stuff. So I didn't have a cycle for about 9.5 years, and then it came back out of nowhere. Doctors didn't know why. And for those of you who don't know, because I didn't even know, both men and females have hormones. We have estrogen, we both have testosterone, but when you go through menopause, you don't produce estrogen, which is responsible for bone health. It's responsible for muscle recovery. The list goes on and on and on. And obviously, when things are out of balance, things will work. So I've been doing this like this for most of my career. When it came back, got checked. Doctor said, I don't know, you're a magical unicorn. It's just weird. I'm like, is that a fucking medical term? But okay. And they kind of was like, all right, you're on your merry way. And I was like, all right, well, I guess, first of all, let me just tell you, it was funny because I was sparring like the day before. And my boy got me like kind of low. And I was like, bro, like, can you get the shots up? So then in the morning, I was like, yeah, I went to the bathroom. And this is like almost 10 years later. I was like, oh my God, you broke my vagina. What the fuck? So I went to the hospital, freaked out, everything checked out. And then, it was regular. And then for the last 2 years, my body's just been out of whack. And when your hormones out of whack, it throws everything off. My energy level for last year, even training wise, fighting at a lower weight. First of all, I made the weight way too easy. And I was like, either I'm working really hard or my body's adjusting or this is great. But training though, I would like just die out. Like I would have no energy. I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I would start bleeding every cycle, bleeding in between. And it just started getting really excessive to the point where my last 2 fights, I just didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to risk, first of all, the card, because the Jessica Camara fight in August, we were supposed to fight when I fought, Diana Prazak, that got canceled because of opponent didn't show up. So if I would have said, nah, I don't feel good, it would have probably tore up the whole card. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity ever again. So me being me, just kind of sucked it up and fought with that. And I was sick. I had a sinus infection, chest infection, all that. But me, no excuses. Let me just do it. I signed up for this. Ain't nobody made me box. Let me just do it. So when I fought in November, I was dealing with that stuff really hard body. I was walking around at 140 when Cameron fought Mary McGee. I was the only 140 pounder in the hotel that was making weight, and I wasn't even fighting yet. So it was just really off. And 3 weeks prior to my last fight in November, it was really, really off. The day of the fight, it was bad, but I had to figure it out. So I was fighting the last 2 fights maybe at 50-60%. No excuse either. And taking nothing away from Diana Prazak or Jessica, because Jessica's a phenomenal fighter. I don't want to enter fights not 100%. Number one, because I don't want to do that to boxing. I'm not going to do that to myself, and I'm not going to go to collect a check for my opponent. Like I that's disrespectful. Just be like, you know what, I'm just going to go get a check. Nah, hell no. I fought for 14 years to get where I'm at. So after that fight, my husband was like, first of all, he almost had a fucking heart attack in the corner. That fight was like so great.
It was no, it was close. Like, admittedly, it was close. I had it for you, but I got a lot of people on Twitter. They beat me up digitally because I said they're like, nah, I could see it being both. I felt like what people were noticing, to Jessica Camara's credit, she landed some eye-catching shots. And what boxing fans like to do is they just focus on their memory of everything, or they just looking at one of the fighters. You got to look at both. You got to look at what both is doing. It's not just, oh, well, she landed a hard shot in round 5, and that's still with me in round 6. And that's still with me, because that's kind of what happened with Taylor versus Serrano, which I want to talk to you about. That I'm like, Amanda had a great couple of rounds. Don't get me wrong. But I seen Katie pick up a lot of rounds. So I wanted to ask you about this, because I know most of your career, you wasn't down there at 140. You was actually up there as high as junior middle, as high as middle. Did it feel when you went to 140, like, you know what, this really has been my weight this whole time, and I should have been here. I shouldn't have been up there at middle and junior middle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I should have been fighting at 47-40 my entire career, but I started almost 14 years ago in 2008 when women's boxing was in like limbo. You know what I mean? Promoters didn't want to put them on. Networks for sure wasn't showing our fights, and it was hard for me to get fights just at 54 or 47 or 60. I'm a small middleweight. I'm stocky as hell, and I knocked them out that weight. But like Christina Hammer's like tall as a tree. I was like, God damn, you bitches are tall up here. You know what I mean? But I can hang with the middleweights. It's no problem. I felt so much more comfortable being at 150, 154, and definitely 147. So absolutely, I should have been fighting lighter. But again, I just take fights as they come. I didn't have a manager, didn't have a promoter, damn near sometimes didn't even have a coach to go with me to fights, was taking amateur kids with me to Spain when I fought Michaela Loren. Like, you know me, I'm just a dog. I'm a fighter. So I just fought. But I'm like, God damn it, I should have been fighting down here this whole time.
I felt that way because I obviously, I keep up with the fights, and I'm like, I would always look at the physical dimensions of you versus the people you were fighting. Same thing you said. I'm like, yo, Christina is big. Like, she big for, she's a big middleweight. You know what I mean? And you think about the girls that's up there, like Eileen Cedar-Rose. That's a huge woman, fam. Like, huge for a woman, in other words. Like, she's not huge, but she's huge for a woman.
No, you're right, because I saw her when she fought Alicia, and I was standing next to her. I'm like, where's Alicia's opponent? Brian's like, she right there. I was like, oh, hi. I was like, holy shit, you tall.
Yeah. Alicia is another one, Alicia Napoleon, who she's not tall per se, but you look at her build, that she has, like, her quads is tree trunks. You see what I mean? And it's like, these are the physical dimensions that you tend to run into with fighters at 154, 160, 168. And I'm like, yo, Kaylee's slimmer than them, though. And I feel like she probably should have been as low as 140, 147, and 154 should have been the cap. Because I remember one time we talked and you was like, yeah, I should have went down there because I was comfortable there. You know what I mean? And you might have been fighting out your weight. I remember Hannah Gabriel said something similar very recently, except it was in reverse. She said, I should have been fighting higher than 154. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a big girl too. When I fought her, I was looking like, she just built. She's stocky and solid too, and she don't have huge legs, but you could just tell she's built. And I love that fight. I would love to fight her again. And she does well bigger. Like with me, I can hold the weight good and I got hella power, but I'm faster on my feet at 47. Like 47 is like where I'm at. 40's not bad, but dropping from fighting at 47 and 50 and then going down to 40, I'm like hitting the pads like. People are pushing me in the gym. I'm going fly. I'm like, man, I should have been like gas, man. Come on. But it's things happen how they happen. I honestly wouldn't even change my career. I would do the same thing over again because it's taught me so much. I built character. I've fought literally tooth and nail to get where the fuck I'm at. So all these new fucking experts and people who are just finding out who I am, I've been around for a long time. I know how boxing works. Hence the reason why I pulled that out of my ass and actually won the last fight by the skin of my damn teeth. I know them last 2 rounds, I had to do what I had to do. That's experience. I've been in so many fights with so many great fighters, and I just love the craft. I wouldn't have been mad at a draw. I would have been mad if they got it for her because it was so close. The same thing, like you said, for the Taylor Serrano fight. I was judging every round, but I'm like, because I wanted to make sure at the end of every round, the round was fresh. Let me put exactly like right after the bell rings who I think. But I watched that fight about 2 or 3 times, and Katie pulled it off. But again, I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Amanda. It was just a great fight. You know what I mean? So now that I have a team, I didn't start working with a manager until 2016, and that was his idea. Listen, there's more opportunities. I always knew I need to be flexible, but I never thought about going that low, just because I was so used to being heavier, stronger here. But I mean, I took a chance and it worked. So I was like, damn, I should have been fighting here a long time. But I'm just happy to be able to say I've been there, fought this one, been there, challenged for this, all across the board. Like, I wouldn't have liked to build false confidence, because I think that's what happens when fighters get protected and then they get in front of a half live fighter and they're in a dogfight when they shouldn't be. You know what I mean? I've been in dogfights with bigger girls, home countries, hometown, and that's built such a tough skin to just figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? And that's what fighting is. It's not, let me have this person who's going to stand in front of me like a punching bag so I can punch them. And as soon as they punch back, they're like, oh my God, why are they hitting me? You know what I mean? That's just not realistic.
And that's why it kind of bothered me when I seen that the dude, I think it was I don't even know, because those are faceless Twitter accounts. I don't know who's on the other side of it, but I seen the dude was talking crazy. That was like, what, 2-3 days ago? And I'm like, if you knew anything about the person's career, you're not going to know their character, granted. But if you knew anything about the person's career, you're going to see that they ain't no pussy. I mean, if you got common sense, like, you going to know ain't no pussy over there. It's kind of like Melissa Saintville, right? Yo, she went to Belgium for Delphine Pursoon. That alone should kind of tell, she ain't pussy. Because 1, it's Delphine Pursoon. 2, you fighting her in her country. So it's those kind of things that, at least to me, communicate, this person ain't worried about losing or worried about none of that. Like, it's just, sometimes things happen. Because when news broke yesterday that you was going to do the show with Jody, I got inboxes like, oh, so I guess that means the Chantelle fight ain't happening. I guess, I'm like, look, dog, I don't know. But I'm going to keep it real. If it were me, I got to prioritize this. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the way things happen right now for me too, it's just, things just kind of fell in my lap at that time it needed to, because honestly, even if I didn't get this opportunity, we're still trying to figure things out. And whether people like it or not, I'm still reigning champion. Trust me, I want nothing more than to jump in the room with Chantelle. I wanted to fight in March, April. That was the plan. But this shit got to figure out, because, again, I'm not going in a fight with Chantelle Cameron 50%. Nigga, I need to be 500%. Like, I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? And I want to make sure that I'm the best, because I know she's going to bring her best. So, and now, unfortunately, but fortunately for me, it's on my time now. I've been on everybody else's time my entire career. I've been in everybody else's hometown. I haven't had a team. I got a team that knows how to take care of me now. I've done everything myself for a long fucking time. So put some respect on my name when you talk about me. Don't come up here talking about you're running, you're ducking, bro. I ain't scared of nobody. Everybody bleeds blood and breathes the same fucking air as I do. I've never been scared of anybody, and I will figure it out. And it's not that I get mad. It's just that, like, all these new people really, like you said, don't know who I am. So it's a little like, nigga, like, you ain't got no dime in that quarter to even be talking to me, because I'm the last person you should be thinking about, somebody who's ducking or don't know boxing. I know boxing in and out. The business, the management, the promotion, the training, everything. I was at Melissa St. Ville's fight, working the corner in Belgium. I've been moving in silence in this game for a long time. I don't talk a lot. But when I do, I say a lot of shit, because I get sick of people trying to act like they know what they're talking about. I know a lot. I don't know everything. I never will. But I know a lot, and I demand respect, because I prove myself time and time again. All odds against me, back against the wall in boxing. You know what I mean? I never set out to be a unified champion. I just wanted to be the best version of me. The fact that I've won 6 titles now in 2 different weight classes is a test to myself, the people I come from, the area I come from, and women's boxing in a whole. And to be one of the most relevant fighters right now in the game, currently at almost 36 years old, 14 years in the game, and being in that top elite, like, fighters, not fighting at little, you know, halls, fighting a 6th round. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but I passed that. I exceeded that. You know what I mean? It's just a test. I mean, I'm getting on, you know, kind of on the older side of boxing.
Look, maybe it's because I'm old and I look at everybody as children, but I'm like, it's a beautiful thing to have that career, have seen the world, fought in different parts of the world, do a movie. That's really what I wanted to ask you about. Do you come from an acting background, or did that just one of them things that just happened?
It's one of them things that just kind of happened. My mom, you know, my Native American name is Many Feathers, Many Talents. My mom named me that from a kid, you know what I mean? So it's funny because I'm a motorcycle mechanic. I play the violin, musical, artsy. Don't sing unless you have a gun to my head, but I could carry a tune or two if I needed to. As a matter of fact, the song at the end of my movie was me. I sung it. So, like, I don't come from an acting background per se, but a very, very artsy background. My mother sings. She was a ballet dancer for 18 years. My father, God rest his soul, was on tour with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He was a fucking musician. You know what I mean? My brother, God rest his soul, he was a singer, rapper. My brother sings. My sister sings. Me and my sister Lindsay were the youngest. We'll pay the tambourine or something. But, there's just so many talented people and talents in my family that my grandmother painted. She taught me how to paint. She used to do plays. She acted all the time. My mom used to have me like stupid little church plays, but it wasn't like my mom's like Angelina Jolie, my dad. You know what I mean? It's not anything like that. It just fucking happened. I stumbled upon something else that I'm not bad at. You know what I mean? And the director of Catch the Fan with Joseph, which is now one of my best friends, he saw something in me before I could. Same thing happened with boxing. I just wanted to get in the gym and get some anger out because I was going through some shit. And then people saw that I was actually, she got something there. I didn't come out the womb swinging and, winning titles. I have to learn to. You know what I mean? I wasn't great. I got my ass whooped by some white lady when I was like 15. This is some bullshit. How do I make that shit not happen again? I'm going to find that bitch. You know what I mean? But everything I do, even if I'm not good at it, I'm very competitive. I want to be as good as I can be. So this is a whole new fucking career. But it takes skill. It takes practice. It takes repetition. It's all your muscles, your mental muscles, spiritual muscles, even physical muscles. You know what I mean? To be in that fucking cold in Buffalo in November, December, and the swishy coat was kind of, damn. You know what I mean?
I think what helps is that the character, it's like the character, you have a lot in common with the character. You know what I mean? So it helps. And it was like, she been acting like, because look like she kind of at home doing this joint. Like, is this like a secret talent that she had? Because it's seamless between you and the character in the film. And then I read the synopsis of the character you're about to play on True Detective opposite Jodie Foster. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be right up her alley. She could do that. But I didn't know like whether or not you actually came from an acting background, because it seems like it came naturally.
Yeah, it did. People think acting is lying. Really good liars. It's actually not. Like learning the art of acting or storytelling, like it's actually pretty fucking therapeutic, because you don't necessarily have to lie about how you're feeling, because then I wouldn't be a good actor. You can see the lie, especially on the movie screen. You can see when somebody's trying too hard. You know what I mean? So you actually have to get into that mind space however you need to, whether it's you think about something else or you just react in the moment. It's very close to boxing. You might practice a scene this way, but then you get on set with an actor and it comes out a whole different way. It's so similar to boxing that I just kind of soaked it up. And I'm just a fast learner, and I've always done things on my own. But the director's like your corner in a fight. They can't act for you. They can't fight for you. So I got to trust what the director's saying. What y'all see, tell me what you see so I can adjust it. And the fact that I can take criticism very fucking well, because number one, the gym I grew up in Rhode Island, dogs. I'm in Philly, we're dogs. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you what's wrong. You know what I mean? So it was just something I kind of stumbled across, and I'm blessed. I got to say, I couldn't even picture a better way to have two careers, because, boxing, I'm on the phone. It's locked. Boxing ain't forever. You know what I mean? And I never wanted to overstay my welcome, and I always wanted to have a plan B, C, D. So acting is not a bad gig, especially how do I go from being a boxing world champion to help writing and starring in a first film, getting nominated for all kinds of awards, which that wasn't the goal. So now this is not the second one, but this is the third project, and getting a leading role with a legend. She was doing movies before I was even thought of.
Bro, Jodie Foster's son, Silence of the Lambs. The lambs were silent, fam. They wasn't talking to lambs. I was like, yo, Jodie Foster. Wow, son.
Yeah, it's happening how it needs to happen. So by no means doesn't mean I'm like throwing boxing away. I don't know what's going to happen with this fight. I really don't. And first and foremost, it's because of my health. So regardless of what I had this or not, it's for my health. I'm not going to get into camp and train. I'm at the gym now and I'm trying to maintain, but a fight shape versus just everyday shape is way different. And every day is like a different problem. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But for now, whatever the world throws at me, if hypothetically speaking, if I had to walk away from boxing, I mean, I'm leaving on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done a lot for boxing. I've been involved in so many things, and I'm not going to ever leave boxing. Put a mic in my hand. I'll commentate the shit out somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or, we train and manage Ebony Bridges. There's a whole plethora of fighters that I help Brian with, you know what I mean? And just learning the business. So everything's kind of just gelling together. So actually, it was funny because my acting coach, I sent her the script when I was doing the audition, and she was like, just so she could help me a little bit. She's like, did they write this for you? I said, no, it was just, she's like, yeah, no, this is like perfect for you. I'm like, okay. And it actually, even though she's a detective and she's like a cop and everything, just the background story of her and what she is, she's Dominican and Native, you know what I mean? It's pretty dope. And I'm just gonna, perfect that craft of storytelling. I love movies, and it's really important for me to be a familiar face for the next generation in entertainment. You don't see a lot
and
of
a success story, because one of the things I like to maintain is the female fighters are actually a lot more marketable than the male fighters, believe it or not. They talk better, carry themselves better, handle a crowd better. So those little girls that's coming through, they maybe want to box, they want to punch people in their face. They could have a Kaylee Reis to look at. They're like, yo, she don't just box. She's in a movie. She went from a movie to a TV show opposite a legendary actor. It's like, it's little things like that that kind of drive the point home that should at least inspire the promoters and the network executives. Invest. You won't go wrong. If you have a little bit of imagination, you won't go wrong. And you'll be their example, or at least one of many examples.
Yeah, like I see a lot of female fighters getting flack for how they talk, and they talk shit. Like Clarissa, she is who she is. She's inspired in so many ways. She may not be everybody's cup of tea, but she's her. What you see is what you get with her. It's her truth. Like, she's gonna tell you exactly how she feel, and the people that try to act like there's somebody else all the time. I'm not saying you should let people into your life like all that way, but like I have multiple sides. If I'm talking to an elder, I'm not gonna be fuck this, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like just know who you're talking to. But I respect Katie for being how she is. I respect Clarissa being for how she is. Alicia, Michaela, like we all have such like colorful personalities that fit us. And there's not a one-dimensional of the next generation of girls who wants to do what they do. They may like this one for that and this one for that. You know, there's so many multiple and very colorful personalities, and it's part of the game. You said it, you hit the nail on the head. Marketable. It's an entertainment business. At the end of the day, boxing is entertainment. You get some fighters that just want to fight, and that's fine. But you know, if you want to sell your brand, and get these networks on, you just be you, know your crowd, have different ways of doing things. Whatever your cup of tea is, and go do that to the fullest. Because if it's your truth, there's somebody out there you're gonna inspire. It may not,
and it's gonna work. That's the other thing. That if that's really what you posted, it's funny how things happen, but it's like, yeah, if that's what you supposed to do, everything gonna fall into place. Like the fighter that you manage, Ebony Bridges. They gave her a bunch of crap in the beginning. Now everybody lining up for a fight with her. She not lining up for a fight with them. Like it's like, yo, y'all need me now. Y'all was giving me all this BS before, but y'all need me now, and I don't need y'all.
Exactly, man. Ebony's such a dope soul, good friend. I fucking love her. Like it's the way she built herself up, marketing and believing in her dream, even when everybody around her says she couldn't do. Like we like this, connecting on that, because I've had some people tell me I couldn't do this, can't do that, not good enough for that. And then you talked about the trolls on Twitter. Like y'all just saying what you want to say. Go ahead and say what you want to say. I really don't care. I know what's going on. Oh, people ain't gonna believe you. That's excuses. Man, dude, believe what you want to believe. I really don't care. I know what's going on. I know who I am, the people that matter, the true fans of me, you know what I mean, knows what's going on. Chantelle and me talk frequently. She knows what's going on. I'm rooting for everybody, every female in the sport, whether they like me or don't like me. And it's a beautiful thing to have options right now. You know what I mean? So that fight will happen when it needs to, and we'll see what goes on from there. I'm done. Jesus done took the damn wheel. I'm like, just tell me where to go. I'm here. I've fought so hard for so long for so much shit. Now I'm just basking in what's my purpose. Now, don't get me wrong. Acting is fucking hard, and I'm looking forward to doing this show, but it's going to be fucking hell. You know what I mean? I already know it's going to be so hard. I'm excited, but I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, but you ready because you fight people for a living. You see what I mean? And if you can do that, you can read a script. Let me read the super chat. Your fellow Rhode Islander, Eson, says Rhode Island stand up undisputed. Yeah, I mean, AJ says Kaylee Reese in the building. Appreciate you, AJ. Just going sifting through the questions and all of that. One thing I want to ask you about, aside from your boxing stuff, I know you saw Taylor versus Serrano, which we mentioned earlier. And, like I said, I feel like boxing fans, what they tend to do is they gravitate towards a dramatic moment in a fight when, it's a 10-round fight. You might have looked like a monster round 5, 6, and 7. But what about 8, 9, and 10? What about 1 through 5? And with that fight afterwards, because I score it live. If the fight is important, I'll score it live. If it's just a whatever fight, I'm not going to score it. But I'm like, yo, this is one of the biggest fights that ever been done. So after that fight, I'm like, no, I got Katie. I had Amanda win in 3, maybe 4 rounds. They were 3 or 4 dramatic rounds. And that's kind of how I felt. It is dramatic, so it leaves an impression. But it's only 3 or 4 of them. And this is a 10-round fight. How did you see that fight?
I saw the fight similarly, and there was one round, 6, that was so fucking close that I'm like, damn. I'm like, I asked Brian, can I give them a 10-10 round? That would be a horrible judge. I'm like, I don't really know. But then there was a point where Katie started separating herself. She got her second win, and she started separating herself from Amanda. Not saying Amanda wasn't doing damage still, but she just separated herself, and it looked like Amanda took a little bit off the gas. She didn't go forward maybe enough for the judges to see it like her round. But I had it similarly, 4 to 6. But there was one call. I was like, fuck.
Because it could have been a draw. You know how it works? If it's 4 to 6, if it's 6-4, if you off by a round, what is it? 5-5, and it's a draw because the margin is like, yo, if you off by a round, if you get one wrong, it's a draw. And if they would have said, yo, this is a draw, I would have been like, I can see that.
I see that. And I can see how people had it for Amanda too. She's a fucking powerhouse, man. But so isn't Katie, and Katie's smart. So isn't Amanda. It was boxing IQ versus boxing IQ that night, and I said that even before the fight. I'm like, it's gonna be who like shows up a little more tonight. You know what I mean? And that's what it wasn't by a huge margin. Now, I'm not talking about that fight, but for the Alicia Baumgartner and Michaela Mayer fight.
I'm biased.
It's gonna be
I'm gonna say it. I'm biased, and I'm not gonna apologize. I'm with Alicia, and that's just the way it's gonna be.
No, Alicia's you already talked. We talked about her many times. I'm like fangirling. I love Michaela Mayer though. That motherfucker can box. She can talk. She can brawl. She gets better. Her corner's insane. So can Alicia. I think that margin of separation is gonna be way bigger than the margin of separation of Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. Whichever one shows up is going to be a way bigger separation. You know what I mean? I just think the egos, the talent, the power, the footwork is going to be retarded.
Hard feelings too, because it's like, look, leading up to the Harper fight, Alicia kept saying it because I spoke to her leading up to the fight. She's like, nah, I'm going to knock her out. And the way that she said it, like the alien in me, I'm like, yo, she's gonna knock her out. You know what I mean? Like, or at least she believes she gonna knock her out. Yep. And she doing it again. She every time I talk to her, I'm gonna knock her out. I'm like, before I was wrestling with her, I'm like, yeah, she gonna knock her out. So that's my prediction. I don't know if I'm gonna be wrong, but I believe it. She convinced me that she's gonna knock Michaela out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love them both, but I just think the margin of separation is gonna be different. I'm still struggling with it. Little bit. I'm a fucking fan of Alicia. I'm a fucking fan of Mayer. I'm just really, I gotta like dissect it to make like a decision. This is a tough one, man. I'm telling you right now.
No. Just looking at the boxing, right? Michaela, to her credit, I'm not the hugest fan, but I got to give her credit. She could control the distance on the outside. She tough enough to hang on the inside. She got great feet, great jab. Physically, I don't think she's stronger than Alicia. No. Feet-wise, I don't think she's faster. And moving her torso, I don't think she's as athletic as Alicia. Also, she's a bigger target. So I'm like, well, she's a bigger target. You got a long torso. Alicia could go to the body and hurt you to the body. So I'm already kind of leaning to Alicia with that. But yeah, I got to give it to Michaela. She tough. She beat Maya Hamadouche.
Yo, Hamadouche is on a different level. She's another Delphine Persoon where they just fight. They don't stop. They have endless tanks. They just go like the Energizer Bunny. No skill, fuck it, fight. They just fight, yo. I'm like, yo, she's getting hit with everything. The bitch does not give a fuck. That little blonde-headed machine was bang, bang. Yep. I was like,
listen, Delphine said the hardest puncher that I ever fought was Maya Hamadouche. So that's already that's off top. Like, wow, yo. So if you got Delphine saying, because after they fight, that was the quote that like hardest puncher she fought was Maya Hamadouche. So for you to take all that from Maya, that says a lot about Michaela, because that was off top, like the whole fight.
And she kept that pace, yo. With Michaela, she kept that pace, and she started off busy. She ended off busy. She adjusted, kept the distance. Like I can see both her and Alicia progressing as they fight. Even like Alicia's defense, her opponent was just like, I'm just here. You know what I mean? But you can see they both want it. They both the shit talking is probably gonna be better than the fight, because I swear to God.
Yo, they're gonna talk some shit, yo. I know, like because it's gonna be in the UK. That's the word around the campfire. It's gonna be in the UK, and because
I got inside scoop on that.
You gonna tell me, but don't say it here. What I'm gonna say is, I need Johnny Nelson to sit them down and let them talk their shit. Like, you want to sell this fight? Sit Alicia in front of Michaela. Don't let them fight though, but let them go.
We should have. I think Mike Tyson should be the mediator. That would be awesome. Happy birthday, Mike Tyson. But that would be, yo, I want to see that table talk, yo. It's just, but for women's boxing, the last fucking year with everybody doing it, like it's building up so beautifully. I'm just so happy to see it grow from my fucking 2008 getting $200 to now this. You know what I mean? And Michaela Mary getting nominated for an ESPY, like things are just going really good. You know what I mean? So I'm just a fan that wants to hold a mic at their fight. Can I come to your fight? I'll
Yeah,
always be a fan.
it's a beautiful thing. What I wanted to ask you about now, though, is as far as inside scoops. I heard what Ebony said about Shannon, that she ain't really trying to do that unless Shannon could get a belt. So, using your mind's eye, do you think Shannon can become a champion again, just based on what you know?
Nope. I think Shannon's number one, her mental is paper thin and mental game, because before Ebony was as good as she is now, her mental game was unbreakable. And Shannon's mental game is breakable. You know what I mean? Not talking shit. I see, and I no disrespect, Terry Hopper, mental is breakable. You know what I mean? You can see people's mentality. I don't think Shannon Courtney has the mentality to be a champion. She also has a shit attitude. You know what I mean? I think the fight where Ebony, where she was then, it was, I mean, I thought she won, not being biased, but, and she's better now. There's no reason Ebony needs to fight Shannon. Shannon needs to exercise her rematch clause if she want to prove anything and beat her first. You know what I mean? But she won't. She's not going to beat Jamie. And she wants her belt back. I don't think, again, I don't talk shit. I just speak facts. I just think the way she's moving, she's not a tremendous boxer. You know what I mean? It's not. It's kind of an example of kind of getting built up to be bigger than you are right now. And again, not talking shit, lack of experience, kind of the mental threshold. Yeah, I mean, prove me wrong, Shannon, but you're not gonna beat Jamie Mitchell. You're not gonna beat Ebony Bridges. Why don't you kind of like, start from square two again? Because it seems like she keeps getting backtracked. Like she got what's the name, Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know
Rachel
what I mean?
Ball.
She had to
Rachel
kind of
Ball.
redeem herself with that, but there's been no redemption yet. Redeem yourself from step to step. Don't go after Ebony, because if I have anything to do, I'll make sure she knocks her out the fuck out this time. You know what I mean? And Ebony's just getting better. She's settled in the UK. And again, I ain't talking shit, but I am. I mean, we probably the same weight right now. So if you want to smoke, I'll be in the UK at some point this year. We can have a sit down. And she's not gonna be Jamie. Jamie's what, 37, 38, and she's getting better. She's gonna get her ears boxed off again. So
Like
again,
Shannon
sweetheart,
O'Connell. Like
grind it out.
Shannon O'Connell, 37 years old. And if you just look like, I noticed Shannon, yeah, I ain't crazy about Shannon O'Connell from Australia. She been, talking that shit. And I get it. But I'm just saying, like, she's another one that, like, she aging like wine. Like, Jamie's 37, but you never know it if you saw the Carly Skelly fight. She beat the fucking shit out of her like she wasn't shit. And Shannon O'Connell is the same shit. Like, she out here fighting these people with these young joints. Taylor Robinson, Shanika Johnson, more recently Sarah Higginson. And she like, yo, some fighters get better as they get older.
Yeah. I mean, she just said that she wants to fight Ebony. I think 2 days ago she was on that. That's been a rivalry that they've wanted to, or at least on Shannon's side, she wanted to settle. I mean, I was gonna say something, but I'll leave it alone. I know that rivalry has been like country rivalry, but I would love to see that fight. But again, I'm a be biased on this one. Ebony definitely got that. You know what I mean? Good fight, but just because she's from the same country and Ebony's so stubborn, she's like me. She'll die before she loses against her. You know what I mean? But I think that would be a good fight. To see who's the best in the country, because she's talking that hot shit and she's doing her work. She's doing a lot of work on her muscle development, so we'll see if that happens.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Let me read this super chat. Emma Willis says, what is your assessment of Alma Ibarra's performance this past Saturday? Alma, if you're not aware, she fought Jessica McCaskill. I'm sure you caught the fight. Did you know she retired?
Nah, I didn't know she retired. That's news to me today. Again, I got the backstage pass to what was going on with her during camp and what probably applied to the fight. I'll tell you this, as a fighter, I lost respect. I understand she had some other things she had to deal with, But if that was the case, like, just, like, you know what I mean? Just maybe not show up like that and then just quit. If this is my assessment, if you're there, this is what I tell people when they, I'm trying to lose weight, go to the gym. If you're at the gym, you might as well fucking work. You're there anyway. Like, she wasn't gonna get home any sooner by quitting on a stool and saying that she was holding, she ain't gonna fight like this. You in a fight, yo, figure it out. So as a fighter, I'm like, damn, yo, you can't quit on the stool. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's background things and shit happens. People, just have had enough. On a personal level, man, I get it. But as a fighter, yo, people, it's an undisputed fight. You showed up. You got on the plane. You fighting. These people are watching, especially for women's boxing. We can't afford that type of shit, if you get my drift. You know what I mean? I like Alma Ibarra. I think she's a crazy good boxer. I thought she was going to beat Jess on her boxing alone. Jess is another close eyes and swing. She just comes angry and in shape, you know what I mean, and swings away. And it's hard to fight somebody like that, but I
You
thought
got
I had
away
the
with
size
words.
and
That's
she
the
could beat her.
perfect description. She come in angry and in shape. That's the perfect, because that was the performance. She angry, she mad at something, and she's in shape.
For real, I'm like, she has such a chip on both shoulders. She just get madder and madder every fight. I'm like, yo, fuck it, it works for you, Sideburns. Do your thing, yo.
Look, I'm gonna be real. I did pick Jessica to win the fight, but I expected so much more from Alma. I seen what she did to Maricela Cornejo. I saw her last fight, and I was like, nah, this is gonna be hard. But I'm gonna go with Jessica on point. I picked Jessica on points with volume. That she'll throw more. She'll be busier. She'll make it, messy. Yo, she went in there like Thanos or something. Be like, I'm overhand right, overhand.
I was like,
bro.
I'm like, yo, what are you doing? But the fact that, she got hurt and then she recovered, but she just quit. You know what I mean? That to me, it's just, my fight is like, yo, man, like, you don't just quit on the stool. You wasn't gonna get home any faster. You might as well just finish the fight, unless you hurt her. You know what I mean? She wasn't. She was just trying to get home. Which, again, I'm not airing her shit out. I get it, but like, I expected a hell of a lot more. I was rooting for her to outbox Jess because she had the length for it and the boxing skill. But I mean, I could totally give that to Jess too, because like I said, her gas tank, her getting in her shape, and her anger is just like second to none. So
she mad about something. What advice would you give a fighter in a situation like that, where you have a Jessica McCaskill, a pressure fighter? They're gonna try to crowd you. They're gonna make it messy. What should the fighter opposite the ring do to offset all of that? What would you have told her if you were in her corner?
It's hard to hit a moving target. She's like just swinging. She's swinging. You can see that right hand. You got to be on your toes. You got to use that jab. Set up your shots. Go work from downstairs up. Either you're all the way out on your range or you're smothering her range, working really low to the body up and get the fuck out. Keep moving. Like, you just got to keep moving. Frustrate her. Break it down when you can in the body so she's not so busy. You know what I mean? You got to break somebody like that. Again, I don't have all the answers, but a game plan against her is like, yo, when you're in that range, use your jab. Jab her fucking face off. And when you touch her with the right hand, come with something and get the fuck out. And if you happen to get on the rope, so you happy to get inside, get really inside and get lower than her, beat that body up, come up, and then get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Use your legs. You got to be in hella shape for her. Because she literally just throws a million punches, unorthodox, swings away, but she just keeps coming. Like, when she got caught, at the end of the third round, she just was like, even the commentator was like, oh, she's pissed. Like, she got mad and came more forward. You know what I mean? Fighting angry works for her, but when you have somebody that you can't hit and you're angry and they're moving, it's a round after round after round. You gotta prime her. You can't just go in the first 5 rounds and like, yeah, I'm just gonna outwork her. You gotta prime her and then create those opportunities.
You know what I'm about to ask you, because you know that they talking to each other. They saying this and that. You know I'm about to ask you. Chantelle saying she's open to Jessica. Jessica saying that she's open to Chantelle. How do you view that fight?
A fucking bloodbath. Like,
who wins that fight?
I gotta give it to Chantelle. I gotta give it to Chantelle. I will give it to Chantelle. If there's a big if, she can keep up that pace, because she fights in spurts, and Jess is full steam ahead all the time. skill wise, Chantelle. Engine wise, because they both got a stupid engine, give it a Jess. You know what I mean? Chantelle, you see that she get, because Mary hit. I don't give a fuck. Mary hits like a fucking man. She has a soup bone, and she was eating them. Her face was chopped up, but she was eating them, and she was being smart. You know what I mean? Breaking her down. So if she can keep that pace, like I was saying, like that game plan, I give it to Chantelle. If she can't, and she starts getting tired, and Jess starts smelling blood, I give it to Jess.
I ain't gonna say nothing because y'all know, I'm impartial, but the McCaskill people have always been good to me. So, and I love Chantelle, honest to God. I've been following her career since she was with Cyclone. Like that's years. And so I mean, like it's like I hate watching them fight, but I love watching them fight. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Mark says, respect, champ. Who do you got, Marshall or Shields?
Got this question last time. I gotta give the edge to Shields. I love Marshal's style, but her style works because, her opponents are way smaller in size, strength, and they don't have much speed either. Now, Clarissa Shields, on the other hand, she got lightning fast hands. She can throw. She knows how to move her feet. She moves. She goes forward, backwards. She uses her jab. I'd love to see her move her head a little bit more and she's doing that. She's like adapting to the pro style more. Like instead of throwing those fast punches and staying on the line, moving her head more. You know what I mean? And Savannah got that Tyson Fury. I love the little flowiness of it, but I want to see Savannah be against somebody like that's going to move, come forward, push you back, get you out of your comfort zone. I haven't seen that yet with Savannah. I've seen Shields get up off the canvas and figure it out. I've seen her fight big girls. I've seen her go backward, go forward. So I give the edge to Shields, but I like Savannah's style. You know what I mean? She's another big girl I met. I was in the UK. I'm like, God damn, she's a big girl. You know what I mean? And Clarissa's been around. She's fought so many different people from around the world. You know what I mean? That's experience, whether it's pro experience or not. And she's getting into that pro style really well. So
the Emmy experience is huge because I only came recently to find out about Mary Spencer. I ain't gonna front. I'm in love now because it's like, oh my god, like
she's on our team. Just saying, we manage her.
Yo, Mary fucking Spencer, yo. Like I was like, yo, I just seen, and I was like, yo, who is this fucking woman?
Yo, she killed that girl. I was like,
yo,
unanimous.
Yo, I was like, son, like who the fuck? And then I did my homework after that, looked up. I was like, yo, Mary fucking Spencer is and then I saw she fought Savannah. I mean, not Savannah. She fought Clarissa. She fought O'Shea Jones, Alma Ibarra, French on Cruz 3 times. I was like, yo, she's a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
God, what a fight that would be. Mary Spencer versus Savannah Marshall. What a fight that would be. Oh, man, for the future.
Mary Spencer versus Shields. Mary Spencer versus Jessica McCaskill.
I'm going to say it. Jessica too little for that fight, dog. Like, Mary's fucking damn near 6 feet tall.
I know, man. That she throws and mean intentions. Or Mary Spencer against Sandy Ryan. Just saying.
Now, that's the motherfucking shit. Oh my God, that would be because they both
go
she
fight, yo.
big as shit for 140 and she big as shit for 150. If they meet at 40, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
That was beautiful fight.
It's funny because this is what me and Brian do all the time. What about this versus that one? This versus that one. Like it's about those fights would be dope. And I'll be sitting ringside like on my
Listen, I like Sandy, but just look at like if they said some guy with a whole fuck ton of money, look, y'all gonna fight today, right? You got to give the edge to Mary. Mary is more maturated. The way she go, she know I ain't just gonna hit you once. I hit hard that I can hit you once and hurt you, but I'm gonna keep hitting you after I hurt you. And that's what I see the difference between Sandy and Mary is that Sandy had Erica Farias hurt, but you ain't finished. Yeah. And you let her off the hook. And you know what I mean? That's what happened. I think she gonna knock Erica out in the rematch though. That's how I see that shit.
Yeah, she's on that redemption shit is like a steroid, honestly. Like when you have like something to prove, you know what I mean? I hope, and for Sandy Ryan, I hope that her corner gets it together, meaning like instead of saying it's medieval, go medieval on her ass and you got like all right, in a fight like that with somebody like that, fuck the ego shit. Like, give your fighter a game plan, even if it's two or three things in that corner. Like, I just hope her corner gets it together and kind of gets out of the ego just a bit instead of go medieval. Like, what? This is not working. Like, what else should I do? Kind of a thing. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what
I
happens.
was screaming at the TV because I felt like the unofficial coach, like half step back and an uppercut. She's little, half step back and an uppercut. Because I'm like, I seen Canelo do it. Half step back, uppercut. Because she little, she coming in face first. Put the uppercut, and I'm like, oh my god! I was screaming at the TV. But yeah, I think they'll get it together. I do.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, Faria's got them long knuckle dragger arms too. That's probably like you don't know her reach and you're like, God damn, bitch, she got like long ass reach.
Real, like that's one thing I noticed about the fight. I'm like, how the fuck is for? Because she little, she not a big woman, but her arms, she land. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's why I think like getting your distance is so important. So I know that probably like fucks Sandy up a little bit because she's shorter, so you assume somebody got shorter arms, but she hit you from the corner.
Yeah, we got Slick Rick is asking Kaylee, what did you think about the Taylor versus Serrano fight? Who wins the rematch? Also, top 3 male boxers.
Well, that's a loaded question. We already spoke about the Taylor Serrano fight. Gave the edge to Taylor, especially the last 2 rounds. She pulled it off. Amanda backed up a little bit. I could see the draw, or if they gave it to Amanda, I could see that too. But Katie separated herself later on in the fight. Rematch, I know Amanda also was on the road to redemption because she lost, but it was a great fight. I think if Amanda doesn't let off the gas and like finishes like we were just talking about, she'd definitely win the rematch because she had Katie hurt like a few times, you know what I mean? And I got kudos to Katie for getting her shit together and really being in deep waters and being able to get out. But I think if Amanda doesn't let off the gas, she definitely wins the rematch. Top 3 male boxers like right now or like in history. Because that's a whole nother
I think I'm pretty sure he means because history is just like, bro, you need a computer for that. You know what I mean? Like so right now, who's your top 3 pound for pound male boxers?
Gotta give it to Shakur, man. He's such a pleasure to watch. If I could get a pinky toe ounce of his fucking timing and his footwork, and it's just stupid to fucking watch. Like I absolutely love that shit.
Look, Shakur's in a place for me to where I know you don't have the resume yet, right? Mm-hmm. But I see it. They're like, they not going to beat this kid. Nobody at 130 is going to beat this kid. And I say it like, nobody at 130 going to beat him. Nobody at 135. Look, he may not get beat till he go to 47 because these guys that's here, they don't beat him. So in that respect, I see that he has it. He just don't have the resume yet.
But he's moving right along. He's sailing smooth. So, like you said, even though he's still young in the game, so I'm like, yo, you can't teach. He's fucking ridiculous, yo. I love watching him fight. I said Canelo before, and I'll stick by it because I've seen him from when he started to now. He could do everything. He took a chance and fought a bigger guy and did what he did. Tried and he lost. The way he takes loss and victory, I gotta give it to the man. He's just so versatile and probably one of the most put together fighters right now that I see that can do everything. And who else? Just 3. I mean, I got.
Maybe Terrence Crawford, man. Terrence Crawford.
I just said Crawford. I was like, I gotta give it to Crawford, man. I don't see anybody beating him either.
He gonna look. Can I have my look? He gonna beat Spence, and that's just how that's gonna go.
I mean, that's what I'm like. Damn, I only got 3. I'm like, Crawford's been on my top 5, and I always thought he was just like watching Shakur. Like, I'm like, yo, it's just I'm such a boxing enthusiast, but I just love watching people who are skilled. I don't give a fuck if somebody beat me. If they did something good, I'm like, yo, good shit, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, those would be the top 3. I just appreciate talent and we're hardworking and people who improve, like, and just can do everything. And then.
London has a question for you. Great interview, Ring. Congratulations to Kaylee on her upcoming acting role. Wishing you nothing but success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Now, you know, I got to put you on the spot. This is the $80 million question. It's a big old rematch happening in the Middle East. Big old Anthony Joshua versus Usyk again. What does the Cosmos tell you about that fight? Like, does he really stand a chance? Because Usyk is like, the dude is good, bro. Like, you almost forget how good the dude is. And then when you see him, you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot he could do that shit. Can Joshua win that rematch?
Usyk don't give a fuck. When you don't give a fuck, you're a fucking problem. When you really don't give a fuck and you just do what you do, and you can see that with him, I think AJ loses this again. I mean, AJ, I got to give it to him. Another one that's improved. But will he crumble under pressure? Will he get like flashbacks? I don't know. I give it to Usyk, man. He's a whole vibe. You know what I mean? I always look at things other than skill, physical ability, mental. You gotta look at mental too. Will it be a good fight? Absolutely. But I think Usyk just doesn't give a fuck, and not giving a fuck works.
He's a Capricorn, fam. So I already know this. Like, yo, look, man. Like, I don't want to make it about that, but I'm like, yo, look, man. I'm telling you, this guy, he's cool, man. He not really just reading him. He not really worried about shit out here. Be like, he ain't worried about no shit. He ain't worried about he not worried about Fury, let alone AJ.
Stop.
How you beat a dude like that?
That's what I mean. Like, and you know, AJ's clean cut, well spoken, and a natural athlete. You got all of this in the outside. It's like, all right, but do you got that real dog? Because you know, you got to have a dog in you to even fight. Period. But like real dog, like without the pretty sparkly shorts and everything. Like Usyk will show up in some tennis shoes, some Chucks, and some ball shorts and do the same shit. He don't give a fuck. Like, you know, you see them fighters that come to shows and they bought a pair of sneakers, they got the title dingy shorts, and they fuck the protege up. You're like, see, he don't give a fuck.
That's what I see with him. That it's like whatever it is, you know. I feel like maybe he's just a more maturated man, which equals into a more maturated fighter, which is not a knock on Anthony Joshua. I got nothing but respect for that dude because he keep proving he gonna fight regardless of whatever. He gonna fight he gonna fight whether he stand a chance or he don't stand a chance. A part of me want him to win just because that would be a dope ass success story. They keep writing him off like he ain't no good, and I'm like, well, it's not that he ain't no good. He fighting good people, fam. Like Usyk is a fucking gold medalist, former undisputed at cruiserweight. Y'all talking about him like he fucking I don't know what.
Yeah, I always go back to the rematch with Reis. Like, even though it wasn't, you know, the pinnacle of his career or whatever you call it, but I just appreciate game plans and when fighters can stick to game plans, and he changed his game plan up against the rematch, so I gained a hell of a lot of respect. I mean, he had fights since then, but that was like, all right, AJ, I respect that. And like you said, he shows up and he comes to fight. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So I got to give him respect. I just think I give him the hell of an edge because he's a whole vibe.
So we got all Kaylee's picks. Kaylee feels Usyk gonna win that fight. She favors Amanda Serrano to win the rematch if she don't take her foot off the gas. Crawford and Spence.
Crawford is an animal, yo. Spence, I like him, but I did Crawford again. His skill, his mind, his IQ, his ability to just change it up, to do everything, to maybe be in deep waters and see it all the way through. Sometimes fighters get a good shot and they stop. And like, that was good enough. Like, he just keeps going. Spence, I got to give him respect, man. He's had a hell of a career. I give the edge to Crawford. I got to give it to Crawford.
Usyk, Fury.
Fury is my all-time favorite, so I'm biased as shit. Oh. Fury, I love it. I would love to see that shit, yo. He's amazing. How does somebody that look like that big, that tall, move in box like that?
I'm going to say I'm not a fan of him, but I know what he can do. And I know that he has the things that you need to beat Usyk. He has everything he needs to win that fight.
Yeah, he absolutely does. My bad. I'm unlocking the door. Yeah, he definitely does. But I'm a Fury fan, and anybody against Fury, I'm gonna pick Fury. I'm biased as hell.
I kind of want to see him lose because if he retires undefeated, we're never gonna hear the end of it. Like, we're not. It's just never gonna stop. Like, nah, I can't keep hearing with this no man born from his. Like, somebody got beat this dude, man. Please, Usyk, beat this dude, B. Like,
nobody gonna beat him.
You don't think Usyk will beat him?
I think maybe. I mean, he has the tools to beat him. I don't want nobody to beat him. I
can't deal with that for the next 50 years of no man born of his mother can beat Tyson. It's like fucking like Pirates of the Caribbean or some shit.
Too soon, bro. Too soon.
Oh, my fault. But I'm listening like no man born of his like, and he talks mad shit. So it's like, all that, if he were to leave unbeaten, bruh, it'd be a nightmare.
You turn it in your grave 100 years from now.
Bruh, it's like, yo, like, look, what I don't like about Fury is the opportunism. That's what I don't like about Fury. That it's like, well, yeah, you unbeaten, but you didn't fight everybody in sequence like other people did. Other people fought people in sequence from hard fight to hard fight, whereas you were more opportunistic. You got the dip, sniff a little coke, do a little blow, eat some food, come back. Other people ain't get to do that.
Yeah. Nah, man. Don't hate on Fury.
I ain't hating. I'm just, that's reality.
I know. I feel you. I feel you.
But yeah, so you favor Fury to beat Usyk. I think we covered it. But we didn't really talk about movies, but I don't know if you got time for that.
No, I'm not at the gym in my office right now. I'm just chilling.
Oh, all right. So movies. One thing, because now, you know, doing a lot of acting. What is your favorite scary movie?
What era are we talking?
All of them. Because today's scary movies suck anyway.
I'm trying to think of one that scared the shit out of me.
The one that stands out as soon as you hear the words "scary movie."
I wasn't scared of it, but I loved Lost Boys.
All right.
I loved it. It was supposed to be scary, but I like Lost Boys. Poltergeist scared the fuck out of me. Freddy Krueger. I didn't want to go to sleep, but I like watching it. Yeah, that pretty motherfucking scary. All the old 80s Jasons, they were stupid, but the first Halloween was scary. Yeah, I mean, I like old 80s movies. Nowadays, like, they did Candyman over, and I was okay with it up until a point. They took a left, and I was like, damn.
I don't think the scary movies today, like, I was watching a scary movie the other day. I'm trying to remember what movie it was. No, it wasn't even a scary movie. It was 3 O'Clock High. You seen that?
Mm-mm.
It's an old movie about a kid. You know, he pissed off the new kid at school, big old bully. And you know, they was going to fight at 3 o'clock. And I was just watching. I'm like, yo, they build way better atmosphere for this old 80s movie than most of the movies I see now. Because it's like the movies I see now, well, y'all relying on the CGI and y'all relying on the... It's like, it's really not building atmosphere, which I think is lacking, especially in scary movies. It's noticeable that they're not scary. Whereas a film like Exorcism, with a little bit of music and a little bit of suspense.
The Omen?
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, that little white kid's better never go to
Children of the Corn
in
the cornfield with the blonde hair. Also, like, bro, that's scary, fam.
Yeah, 80s movie have like their graphics suck, but it's like gross and it's like it is fucking scary. Like, I'm trying to think of. I've seen a couple of Asian scary movies are fucked up. I'm trying to think of what was the one I saw. It was like they take a picture and they fucking. It's like I can't think of it now. Now I gotta research it. So it was a game, and then they made it into a movie, and I was fucked up. I think I tried to get it out of my subconscious because I was fucked up.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one fight. I gotta ask you about it. Does Canelo stand a chance against Bivol in a rematch?
Well, I don't know. I seen Canelo go through his toolbox, and it just wasn't enough. You know what I mean? And I seen Bivol just kind of coach through and do what he do. And it's like he almost didn't get every gear, and I feel like Canelo did. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I saw Canelo go through the gears, including frustration, and Bivol was just coasting through. So I just think he's too long, too big. He moves too well. He might make it closer, or he may, I don't know, spontaneously crack him. But what is he, Russian and Japanese?
Yeah, he Russian, I think, in Korean. I think.
You ain't knocking him out. So
I mean, like, look, I think he fought the wrong fight. It's like I could see a way that he beat him. But it ain't gonna be doing this and then catching and shooting, because that's literally what you was doing. You marching forward in a high guard, catching, like, that's not gonna work, fam. You ain't Callum Smith. You gotta do a look, and there's a way. But what do your instincts tell you? Does he win the rematch?
I'm hearing no.
Wow. Is what it is. You know better than me, so
I say no, but then I mean, if I look at it again, I'm an analysis. Again, I feel like Canelo went through his gears, but Canelo's a fighter that learns from his mistakes. You know what I mean? So rematch, he may have another game plan. I just saw him go through other gears, and Bivol kind of just coasted through. He's a big dude. You know what I mean? But does he have the power to possibly? Yeah. Does he have the skill? Yeah. But instinctively, I say no. Could
all right,
change.
I got another one for you. Beef or better beef?
Yeah, you put me on the spot right there.
I got my answer because I had my answer for the last 3 years. That like Artur is a good dude. Don't get it twisted. That's a good dude. That's a really good pressure fighter. But to me, Bivol got everything to beat him. Got everything to beat him. You
Yeah.
gotta be like that with Artur. You can't just be on the back foot. He's gonna outwork you, but you can't just be on the front foot because you're gonna give him what he want, and you're gonna end up like Joe Smith. You gotta, and that's what Bivol do. Back and forth, back and forth.
And that's what like I said, I think that's what my instinct telling me with the rematch with Canelo is that like he just does everything. He's a bigger dude, and he can when you can create a space with a shorter, stockier fighter compared to Bivol with Canelo, that's the name of the game. If they can't get close to you, they can't touch you, and you do it with ease, and you can move that big. It's really hard to hit a moving target. So I see what you're saying, and Benavidez, I think Bivol kind of like crept on the scene for boxing people who wasn't really following his career, didn't realize he was that good, just like Usyk.
I agree with that. I seen Bivol before all that, and I'm not gonna be the Monday morning quarterback. I didn't pick him to win. What I thought was gonna happen is you're not gonna hurt this guy. You're not gonna knock this guy out. The most you could do is outwork him. Throw more punches and make it look to the judges like you're doing more work, and you can nick the rounds that way. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, this dude, you're not gonna knock him out. Yeah. Not gonna hurt him. It's gonna be hard to get close to him. But if you got him around the ring where his back is always the one that's on the ropes, maybe it'll look like you winning the rounds and you could get him that way. And because he's a good, the dude could box his ass off, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, that goes back to like it's an entertainment business. You got no more than to just throw hard punches. You know what I mean? There's so much other strategies to use. Like if you just the shorter fighter, they're just longer. There's strategies to do it, or a pit like it's a performance. Like even like don't show the judges you tired. Don't show them you're frustrated. The judges remember that shit. They might forget that you won the first 2.5 minutes of a fight, but then at the end you kind of look tired. They're gonna remember, you know what I mean? There's little tricks of the trade that I've learned across my journey, and just watching people. Like, if you, oh, that was a bad decision, I'm like, technically no, because he did X, Y, and Z versus the other one only maybe did X. You know what I mean?
That being said, all right, so we got the Canelo stuff. I will say I do see it's kind of like that scene in the Avengers when he's like, "Yeah, I see one way you can win. It's one way, and it ain't a fail safe neither." But I do see one way you could win, and it ain't doing the bullshit you did. I feel like Canelo got too comfortable with that style because he swept all the guys at 68 with that style that I'm going to come forward in a high guard, and I'm going to just wait for them to throw something, and I'm just going to counter what they throw. And when and it'll hurt them because they're super middleweights. But this guy, you can't put a dent in this guy. He's bigger than you. You can't. That shit ain't going to work. So he need to fight this guy the way he fought Jacobs at 60. Stay off the line, slip, hook, slip. That's how you got to fight him.
He's so good at defense, yo. He's really, that's one of the things I love about Canelo, man. I try to do it, but don't work. But he's really good at defense and coming off of that. It's really a skill. And when you do that, it looks good too. Again, performance-wise, that winky right shit is only gonna get you so far.
And I like, and I have always liked that comfort, like, nah, fuck all that bullshit, fuck all that pain. I love it, but it's like that shit is not for everybody, fam. Like everybody ain't gonna go for that.
Yeah, nah, and sometimes too, like when I'm sparring people, like it fucks with their mental. If you're throwing all kinds of shit, I'm just blocking them and walking forward. It fucks with somebody's mental. So there's times to do that, but like you said, it can't happen for every fight.
Exactly. Country asks, what's good, Julius and Kaylee? Good morning, Kaylee. So what are your major title goals in the future, and where do you see women's boxing going?
I see women's boxing continues to skyrocket. I mean, there's so many of us that have just, have broken down barriers, proven the common boxing fan wrong. We put on the best fights, you know what I mean? My goal is to hopefully advocate for 12-2s first, for title fights, undisputed fights. For more of the talent that's coming out of the amateurs. I see so much talent that by the time these amateurs that are like 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, my ass will be retired long gone because I ain't beating my ass. Like that, you know what I mean? There's just so much more talent coming out. We're getting a lot more respect. We're seeing a lot more skill versus just a novelty scrap for 6 rounds. More promoters are getting behind women's boxing. It's not women's boxing anymore. It's just boxing. It just happened to be a good fight. I want people to regard us women in the sport as just good fighters instead of good women for you, good fighter for a girl kind of a thing. My future goals is to rack up as much more titles I can, defend these, fight for the undisputed. Number one, get my health underway so I can feel 100% because it sucks not feeling like yourself. And I see women's boxing just keep striving, man. After I do retire from boxing, whenever that may be, I definitely want to get more into commentating. I want to, help manage more fighters, train. We have a gym here now. We opened up a gym in Philly. So I'll always be involved in boxing. As far as personal goals, I got this new career with acting. I just, just like I'm reaching for as high as I can get with boxing. I plan on putting that same work ethic in acting. You know what I mean? Telling stories that matter, representing my communities as being Black and Indigenous, Cape Verde and in Wampanoag, you know what I mean? Just having faces like mine telling our stories, being more common than not, and keep bringing awareness to everything that's going on in my communities, Native communities, and just be a catalyst for some kind of change, man, with all these injustices, kind of all incorporate everything that I've learned on my journey so far and just incorporating it. I want to start a program, boxing program that can be patented to send to all indigenous communities to know how to defend themselves, especially our women and our young kids. I got a lot of goals and I got a lot of time. You know what I mean? Everybody has a short time, but I got a lot of time on my hands to be able to think about the goals that I want to and just surround myself with people that have like minds and fucking enjoy life. Yo, life is life happens for us, not to us. So fuck it, I'm here to live it.
That's real shit, all right? Because it's fucking aliens circling the planet, all right? It's this sort of type of wild shit going on. Y'all don't know it's wild shit going on, right? Enjoy your fucking life, because that's the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Could be short. Enjoy your fucking life.
Life is too short, and there's a lot of shit going on. It's too precious for grudges and having petty beef and this one and that one. Like,
internet trolls, Kaylee. Talk to me about the internet trolls, because that's the one thing we really ain't get into. That it's like, yo, people on Twitter. I hate the app. If not for fast news, I wouldn't use it. Talk to me about your experiences on Twitter.
It's funny because I've had Twitter since, 2012, but I didn't really use it. But then I'm like, you know what? I find out a lot of important shit, especially through boxing and shit that I'd be following, like real time, instead of somebody posted this 3 days ago. It's like real time. So I'm like, okay. And I like connecting with different people. And honestly, I can talk some shit. So Twitter is my shit talking platform. The trolls on Twitter, I gotta say, it's probably the same motherfucking person, honestly, or the same couple of people that just all they want is attention. And I understand that. But it's not that people hit nerves, it's that y'all got the wrong. If it was a fact, like I was this, I was that, I'd be like, nah, I agree with you. Because you follow me, when somebody says something that I agree with that may not favor me, I agree. I have no problem. And if I don't agree, I'll tell you I don't agree. My problem with these motherfuckers right now is this, and I said this in the beginning, is that I paid more than my dues in this motherfucking boxing game. So if these motherfuckers don't want to put respect on my name, it's call me Kaylee, not Callie, I'm about to start fucking
Listen, man.
Oh my God.
Some of us didn't always know, right? Some of us did not. I ain't going front. I spent probably 4 years saying Cali. I ain't even going front. Because I didn't know.
But a lot of people know. It's my mom's fault. It's cool. I understand. It's cool. But yeah, it's interesting. And I stepped away from social media so much for like the last 3 months or so. As of recent, because of everything going on, I was on a lot. But personally, for me, just because at one point I found myself too invested in a fucking conversation over Twitter, I was like, oh no, I gotta take a step back because I'm really mad right now and I'm holding a fucking phone. I don't even know who the hell this person is. Like, I need to stop. I'm banging on my phone all hard, pedaling all fast. I'm like, I gotta stop. This is ridiculous. Like,
you doing this shit?
Yep, I be scrolling like, motherfucker. fucking watch what I say.
I'm like, yo, and that's what I'm like, yo, I'm fucking damn near 40 fucking years old, all right? Ain't nobody gonna get shot, ain't nobody gonna get stabbed. Let me just stop arguing with strangers online, because this,
Yeah,
because
it's like, if you think about it, that be bad as fuck. That's how I be thinking about nightclubs. Like, I be looking around a nightclub. I used to do security. I'm like, if we turn on all the lights and we turn off the music, y'all look fucking retarded. That's how I be thinking about internet beef. I'm like, this is dumb. This is dumb. And everybody thinks information is wisdom. It's not. It's useless information half the time. It's what you do with the information. I can tell you all kinds of shit. I can Google anything. But knowledge and wisdom comes from experience and actually really knowing shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I say that all the time, that you're not smart for what you know, you're smart for what you apply. If it's applicable, that's what makes you smart. You can know a bunch of useless bullshit. If it don't result in nothing, you ain't smart.
Yeah, or people just reposting, retweeting, and like, I'm like, nah, actually, like, the articles I post on shit that's going on with like native country or missing murder, I actually fucking read. You know what I mean? If I don't know something, I ask somebody. I act like I don't know. You know what I mean? So we are such a people of, you can access any information at the palm of your hands, but nobody, it's like, no, everybody's getting lazy, mentally lazy, like doing actual work, understanding something, or listening to somebody and hearing somebody is two different things too. It just, like, there's all kinds of ways you can say it. There's all kind of examples you can give. It's just so fucking funny, yo. People get really hurt over shit, including me. I was getting butthurt over dumb shit. So I was like, I gotta stop. I'm human. Let me step back. You know what I mean? I just think people just try to make themselves relevant, whether it's having beef with you or trying to be extra friendly and extra nice. I'll tell you exactly how I feel. And if people have a problem with it, it's not my motherfucking problem. It's your problem, kind of a thing. People are not going to agree with me. I expect people not to agree with me all the time. I agree to disagree. And that's the best thing about a debate.
I try to do unto others as I would have them do it. I live by that. I swear by that. So I try to be nice to everybody, right? But it's like, yo, they come at you in a way where I'm like, yo, fam. Yeah, and you know, you don't want to be that guy. Like, so I'm not that guy. You know, I'm be cool. But it's like the shit that the level of effort that it's like, yo, dog, like, what's wrong with you, fam? What the fuck is wrong? You know, I'm like, what's the matter with you?
Like, but see, that's another thing too. That's how people really think, and a lot of people base their personality and their knowledge on just internet and social media shit. That's what's problem with the world today. Like, when my phone don't work, it died, and no service, I'm the happiest motherfucker in the world because I don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But it's the world we live in today. So I mean, people are gonna say what they want to say. People are gonna believe what they want to believe. That's what my trolls, I guess. I didn't even know I had a bunch of fucking trolls now. And I knew once news hit about this whole show shit, people were going to go, oh, I found the answer. I know how she didn't want to fight because she's on a TV show, which one doesn't have to do with the other, because it's not because I got the announcement like I'm shooting right now and it's going to happen. There's so much time and effort that goes into movie making, TV, especially with a network like HBO. Like, that's multi-million-dollar network that like does some shit with some real good people. So y'all can figure it out.
One sentence for the trolls that I could turn into a soundbite. Tell them trolls what you want to tell them trolls from the bottom of your heart.
All right, this is from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you. Pay me. Make that a motherfucking soundbar. Fuck you, pay me, and have a nice day.
Yeah, I mean, because I like I said, and I got hit. I got like 3 messages about it, and I said what I think. Like, you know, this is not for anybody's approval. This is just, you said it best. You know, I tell people what I think. I don't really sugarcoat it. If it was me, I would say fuck boxing.
I know a lot of people would say fuck boxing, and
but you're talking about a whole career. Boxing is not forever. Boxing is a window. This could turn into, you never know.
I mean, I got people on my team that has always told me before I even got to acting that boxing's a means to an end. Honestly, it got me across the world. I've come so much, but everything comes to an end. But boxing is not forever, yo. And if I got something like this that I'm good at, of course I'm gonna take advantage of it. Like, what would y'all do if y'all had this opportunity, right? Y'all with me, and fuck my health issues. Like, I'm in the dead middle of the camp. You got this. What would y'all do? And then sit on that. You know what I mean? Now take my situation. I have this situation. Y'all heard my story. I got these health issues, and some by some fucking divine miracle, the stars lined up, and I got this opportunity placed in my lap. I didn't ask for it directly. I didn't have a goal to specifically get that until I heard of an opportunity that I possibly, and then it fucking happened. I'm telling you right now, I was looking at my journal from months ago, and I wrote that shit down, page after page after page after
Good
page.
karma, fam. It's good karma.
Like,
Some people have good karma. You have good karma.
I
That's what.
mean, I'm a firm believer in it, and you get what you put out. You know what I mean? So if y'all, if I'm sure I have all kinds of haters, hi haters, hi people who block and delete, but now want to follow me on Snapchat. I know who you are. Hi, the other friend that wants to talk and have little friends and send out videos of people from years ago in the boxing community to try to fuck my whole personal life up. How you doing, Bertha? How you doing, Saintville? Yes. How are you guys? I know y'all follow me on Snapchat. Chirp, chirp, chirp. It's fine. Y'all both know where I live because y'all stayed there too. So hop your little happy ass on the Peter Pan bus. Come see me if you have a problem. Got that out of the way. Other haters, how you doing? I don't hate. I don't hate nobody. I spread love. If you hate me, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. I don't wish no bad on nobody. And I just work in silence. I'm not out there telling everybody my business. I'm a public figure now, so everybody knows that. But move in silence. Have your little intentions. Have your why you do stuff. I've been grinding for a long time. Shit happens. I'm not going to be an egotistical bastard and be like, ha ha, look at me, because I still got a lot more work to do. The more success, the harder the work gets. So I'm not sitting back in my chair like, yes, so I made it. I am very far from made it because I got a big, big challenge ahead of me. I got all eyes on me. It's great, but I'm a fuck it. It's like being a rookie and getting right to the World Series. Fuck a game, fuck a practice. You going right to the World Series.
No, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's I think the key to enjoy the key to being good at anything is enjoying it. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it right. If you
Just
like what you if you like what you're doing, you going to be the best at it.
I love what I'm doing. I love boxing. Can I say that I did need a little bit of a break because of my body at the end of the year? Fuck yes, yo. So I gave it to, like, chill out for a second. I made a decision, hard decision to chill out, and then a decision to get my health underway, but it's put me in a seat. I gotta sit down now. But who knows what would have happened if I just said, fuck it, schedule a fight in February. I don't fucking know. Like, that could have been bad for me health-wise. Yeah, I would have fought, but nah, man. Boxing's a type of sport, too, or any professional sport. Everybody loves you, and then if something fucking
And then they
happens,
hate you.
then they
And then
hate
they
you,
hate you.
and then you get forgotten about. Like, I've seen so many fighters that have such fucked up stories that there's nothing after boxing, and then, like, janitors at these fucking, you were a legend, and you're like a janitor now. You know what I mean? Like, that's sad. I don't want to be punchy. I don't want to be stupid.
No, but that it's stories like that. It's cautionary tales like that. That I, as an adult, just not just a boxing fan, because humans are not two dimensional that way. I, as a human being, when I seen, oh, she got a TV show, jump all over that, because this ain't forever. This is not forever.
Nope. I mean, again, it's one of those things I love. I fought so hard to get where I'm at in boxing now. Again, not saying I'm retired because I still don't know what's gonna happen, but I mean, sometimes you gotta close one door to open one, and that boxing door is still open until I find out. But I'm still walking through this other opportunity I got because this is what I got in front of me. You know what I mean? Again,
Yeah,
I don't know
how
when.
many boxers wouldn't kill to be in a position where, like, yo, beyond boxing, I could do this and I could get money doing this. I don't gotta put my body through the ringer no more, nursing injuries no more. Like, you just get to chill, drink different types of water in different types of countries. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. And again, it's like a different type of preparation. It's the same kind of training camp. It's just like, it's to the point, like, as a fighter, we got to worry about how I am. I'm obsessive. Like, my weight. Like, I'm not a typical female. That's my fucking job. I got to worry about my weight. Right now, I'm not worried. I just want to feel good. So I don't know where I'm at. I probably hit like 180 at some point. I don't fucking know. I don't care either because I just got to take care of me. I do stuff for other people because I love to, even why I even fight. I could have and should have probably hung it up a long time ago. Like, but I have other things that I want to fight for way outside of myself. I do it for so many other reasons and myself too. The first time I've actually done something for myself primarily was this, taking a break and really finding out what the fuck's going on. And it's a plethora of issues apparently. So fuck it, shit happens.
You chill out, you take your motherfucking time, and you and Jodie Foster shell out the episodes of the True Detectives solving crimes out here, drinking water out here, feel me? You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, not for nothing. All them one thing about this era that I noticed that I guess we're conditioned not to care about in the previous era, which I would say me and you were in the same age group, is we don't need to give a fuck about what everybody talking about. Like, unless that shit gonna put money in my pocket, fam, I really don't give a fuck what you talking about. Even if it's about me. It ain't take no money away from me, right, Ison? You talk away.
Yeah, like that thought goes to my mind when I see all this shit. I'm like, the fuck? But I'm like, yo, the time still passed and the sun still sets and I'm still doing me. Ain't no money getting taken out of my pocket. The thing that you drain is your energy. And I need that shit. Don't take my energy. I'm going to get nice and protected. And just, if y'all talk shit, great. I'm going to still do me. Y'all do you. If doing you means getting in my business, then you got shit fucked up. Like, that's sad. Like, you made it a point to go online to specifically find me and say, well, that's you doing you. That's kind of sad.
That goes back to the point that I made earlier, that there are people that I'll do a live just like this one, and they will dedicate time out of their day, and they don't think about it in real time the way that I do, because I come from a generation where people weren't using the internet when I was a child. We were outside doing things. So when I think about the effort that, like, somebody is sitting in their house, either in front of a laptop or in front of a phone, literally taking time out of their day for these behaviors, and I'm like, it's morbid. Like, yeah, you sick, fam. Like, what's the matter with you? Like, who does? Like, bro, go fucking, I don't know, go get laid or go get some money. What are you doing?
Something. Literally, I save the shit talk, the Twitter shit talk, for my morning shit or my morning little bike ride. I looked at the clock 45 minutes in. I'm like, oh fuck this, hell yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Now I'm gonna talk some shit. Y'all are actually helping me burn some calories because I get mad, pedal fast, and put the things on top. I'd be hitting an hour and a half by the time I'm done, and I only set out for 40 minutes. So thank you, trolls. Keep on tweeting. I'm going to keep on cycling, shitting, and tweeting you back.
Nah, but you a public figure now, so you can't just be, don't end up on like the shade room like a Kaylee Reis of True Detectives told the motherfucker, suck a dick. You know what I mean? You don't want to end up in no shit. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I get what you're saying, but even the director Issa Lopez, she was like, "Yo, I fucking love your tweets because you be going at everybody." I'm like, "Cause motherfuckers try to come for my neck, and I'm just not understanding. Don't poke the bear too many times. I be coming out my cave and shit now. Don't make me get out this chair now like an old ass uncle."
Telling you, look, man, don't get in no shit. Don't fuck it up. The worst, what I notice is kind of like, don't feed the animals. Don't feed the trolls. If you respond to them and they can elicit a response, they feel that they have won if they elicit a response, because that's what they was gunning for in their own mind. Oh, they said something, so I must have. You know what I mean? When the real best way to get to them, bro, I don't even see what the fuck you're saying. I don't know what you talk. Like, I ain't going to say nothing because I know that bother you if I don't say nothing. And that works better. I don't want to drain no energy talking. Yep. You know what I mean?
And most about 85-80% of the time I am, but that little 25-15%, sometimes I'll be like, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna say something. We have a gym now. I did the same shit the other day. Somebody was in here talking too much. I'm really quiet in the gym because I just want to get my work done, but he was just talking too much. I went the fuck off. After I went off, you could hear a rat piss on cotton. It was so quiet because I don't usually do that. I'm here, I do my work. I went off. Even Brian was like, damn, baby, you hard to hold back. I was like, I was mad. I went fucking off. I was like, yo, leave me alone. That's how I was as a kid, yo. In school, I was like, the funny, popular kind of ish, but not by, design, by accident. But I'm like, y'all don't poke the bear. Y'all see my damn kid pictures with the glasses and the braids. Motherfuckers wanted to poke some fun. So I'm like, man, listen, my little native ass will get the fuck up off my little desk and put my crayons down. It's happened a few times. They don't fuck with me no more. Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it's Sotelo does that.
I guess it's because it's digital for me that it's like it dawned. It was really last year that it dawned on me that I'm like, yo, this shit is digital, man. Nobody's gonna get shot. Nobody's gonna get stabbed. Nothing's gonna happen. This is all about just being able to like fake the energy, because the energy is not real. Like, oh, like, yo, that shit ain't real. Like, I ain't. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you don't walk around talking to people like that at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, you don't be in the 7-Eleven talk. So, you know, and that's when I realized, don't waste not a second more of your time unless you can have a formal discussion like an adult with an exchange of ideas, even when you don't agree, unless we can have a real meeting of the minds. I don't, fuck you, bro. Kiss my ass, bro. It's like, nah, I ain't gonna do, bro. I'm damn near 40. Fuck, I look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I be coming out with some outlandish shit. I be using old 1995 words like fucking dweeb, dipshit.
Yeah, I mean, you fucking loser, bro. I'm like, you know, like, yo, it's fun a little bit, but it's like all things in moderation. I guess all things in moderation.
Yeah,
there's a time and a place to tell somebody, like, hey, go to hell. You know, like.
But I just say respectfully, fuck off. You know.
Yeah. So, look, Kaylee, it's been a pleasure. You're always welcome. Wish you nothing but the best. Lots of success. Happy to see you doing so well. And heal up and do whatever is right for you. Always welcome here.
I appreciate you, man. It's always a great, fun conversation with you. I love talking boxing, bullshit, movies, anytime, man. And, yeah, I'll see you on True Detective and shit.
All right, yo.